Hello everyone, it's Sonia McDonald here, and I'm getting more and more requests to share content and video around leadership tips and knowledge. And this is one of my favorite techniques around how to have courageous conversations. So pivotal that you have the skills to be able to have conversations with people that you could find a little bit courageous, a little bit challenging, a little bit difficult. We all have those times where we need to have courageous conversations. And if you want to find out more about my amazing leadership tips and programs, join my blog, because every Sunday I'm sending out incredible tools and techniques and articles around leadership, as well as join my online courageous leadership program as well if you really truly want to excel in the leadership space. Because one of my favorite techniques around courageous conversations, and read more on the blog that I've attached here, is I use a technique called Advocacy and Inquiry. So it's really simple. It really helps you with a bit of a structure around how to have these courageous conversations. And the more practice that you put into this, the more effective you'll be. And it's really important that you put preparation into your courageous conversations. So the technique I use is I focus on something called DOD, Direct Observable Data, DOD. So I focus on the data. Now, the reason why it's important to focus on the data is that we have a perception of what we're seeing in terms of, actions and behavior, and we need to focus on the data versus assumptions. How many times have you made assumptions around things that you've heard or you've seen or you've read or you've witnessed, and you've kind of gone, oh, I think it means that, when it might not mean that? That's why it's really important to focus on the direct observable data that you see and have conversations around it so you're not making assumptions. So I focus on direct observable data, and then I use a technique called Advocacy and Inquiry. So I make statements and then I inquire around what's going on with the person that I'm having the conversation with. So this is a technique that I use. I say to an individual, and obviously there's preparation and timing that's really important with these conversations, but I'll sit down with the individual, I might take them out for a coffee or go for a walk. I make sure that, it's a certain time of the day, that I don't make it personal, where I'm making statements around what I'm seeing in terms of the data and how it's making me feel. For instance, when I see you behave in that manner, or when I see you act that way, I think it means this. Okay, so that's what you're saying. This is the data I'm seeing. This is what I think it means, and this is how it makes me feel. So when I see you behave this way, I think it means this, and it actually makes me feel disappointed or confused or sad or frustrated. And then I'll say to the person, what's going on for you? So when I see the direct observable data, this is what I think it means. This is how it's making me feel when this is happening, but I want to know what's going on for you. And then you're inquiring around what's going on for the other person. It's, and it avoids you when you're having these courageous conversations going, hey, when I see you behave this way, this is how it makes me feel, or why do you do that, or what's going on with you? I find a really powerful way of having these conversations where you'll find when you actually put it back on them around, hey, I'd love to know what's going on for you. You might find that the data or the assumptions you're making might be completely different to what's going on. I don't know how many times, something's happened to you or you've seen something and you've ruminated about it because you haven't had the courage to have the conversation to go, I wonder what's going on here. So it is, and it's an amazing way to learn about other people, also build really good relationships, and also be prepared as well, because even if the action or behavior you're seeing is actually true and it's right in terms of your reality, be prepared for it. And it's happened to me several times where I've gone into a conversation where I've been surprised because it's different to what I've seen, and I've gone, oh, I wish I didn't make that assumption. I'm glad I had the conversation. Or there's been times where the person's gone, yeah, you're right. This is how I felt. This is why I behaved this way. I'd really like to talk to you about it. So it just opens up the conversation, so you're not working and leading in a mindset of just assumptions, okay? So, again, Advocacy and Inquiry, read the blog. There's some more great tips and readings around how to have courageous conversations, a little bit more around this technique, okay? Remember, Focus on direct observable data, DOD. Focus on making statements around what you see around the data, okay, what you think it means, how it makes you feel, and then inquire about what might be going on for them. I hope you've loved my leadership tips today around how to have courageous conversations. Reach out to me at soniamcdonald.com.au if you'd love to find out more around what I do and how I can help you be the best leader, team and organisation today. Thank you.